Warning. This program may contain material of an explicit or graphic nature. Viewer discretion is advised.
Broadcasting undead from the B Ward, this is the Post Mortem Show, 100th episode, Espectacular!
Extravaganza!
I'm Dom.
And I'm JD. And today, we're going to bring you our 2017 Morty Award.
That's right, the 5 best and 5 worst movies of 2017.
Oh, yes. And there was some, that's for sure.
That's right.
It was a pretty good year for horror.
And a pretty bad year.
On a pretty bad year. So, like every coin is two-sided. There's a yin and a yang.
Every rose
such
has
is
its
the
thorn.
duality of man.
Like every night has its dawn. Like every cowboy sings a sad, sad song. Every 2017 has its... You'll find out later in the show.
Terrible movies. So, in addition, we're going to be giving you a very special treat. Our top 5 horror movie kills.
All the best kills.
Of any movie.
That's right.
Not a restrictive list. Pretty wide open.
Could be a definitive list.
Could be the definitive list.
I actually have a 0 for this list.
I do not have a 0. I have a 1. But I have some that you would not expect to be on this list.
Yeah.
You know, I kind of went... Whatever the first 5 I thought of in my head that were really cool, I just put them on there.
I have... You know? My 0 is what I believe to be the ultimate kill in any horror movie.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's a bold statement, my friend. And we're not going to have horror news for you this week. No horror news since we're doing the Morties.
Yeah.
And we're going to be doing the top 5 kills. But because also we've been teasing a special announcement and it's post-mortem news.
Yeah.
It's not horror news. We are going to be creating our very own Patreon.
Going to give you guys an opportunity to help us help you. By helping us, I mean give us money, and by helping you, I mean give you our brain diarrhea.
Pretty much, yeah. We're going to give you guys some bonus content. You know, Patreon is a service that allows the patrons to pledge whatever amount of money they want in a month. We're going to have a $1 level, $5, $10, $20, $50, even $100.
Yeah.
So if you can afford to contribute, you know, we have thousands of listeners. If we even got $1 from everyone, it would really be like a life-changing thing for us.
Absolutely.
As far as being able to produce the show. We're going to actually try to make some movies, too.
Yeah,
you know, we're trying to make some short films, and we need the funds.
Yeah,
so.
Absolutely. Some other stuff. You know, maybe, you know, if we play our cards right and you guys are feeling generous, you know, maybe we can make this our full-time job and not have to, you know, clean up anyone's vomit but Hank Skinny's.
Yeah, pretty much. And the thing about it is with the Patreon, you're going to get bonus audio content. You're going to get the episodes early. You're going to get video content. There's different tiers. So you get the more you pledge, the more you get.
Absolutely. We're going to have some swag for you, some shirts and some stickers.
Some physical items.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're going to do drawings and give away cool little horror-related prizes to our listeners that donate. And we've got some cool plans for the extra bonus audio content. One of the things that we're going to be working on is something I conceived called Post Mortem Off Topic, where we're going to do mini episodes based around things that we may mention on this show but don't necessarily fit into the format. You know, I might talk about occult stuff or, you know, fucking Bigfoot or something like that. JD might talk about serial killers or hockey fights. You know, just little extra stuff to stick in your brain and roll around and see what comes out.
And, you know, with that, you know, it's not going to be like reading an encyclopedia. You're still going to get the dick jokes.
Yeah.
Don't
it's
worry.
your opportunity to double your dick jokes, to double dong your brain.
Yes. The double-ended dildo of Biff on one end and me and you both on the other end.
That's right. Which is equivalent to like a penis and a half still.
Yeah. And So, Patreon. We're real excited about this. You guys, if you can, contribute anything, we appreciate it. If not, we're still going to be producing the same show we have for 100 episodes. Nothing's going to change there. Nothing's going to be taken away. Yeah. Just an opportunity for you to get additional content if you desire, and if you think we deserve it. So,
and also, if you can't contribute to the Patreon and you still want to help us out a little bit, there's obviously, you've heard about it for 100 episodes now. We've got our Amazon link. But also, if you get an opportunity and you haven't done it yet, go to either iTunes or Stitcher and actually subscribe to us. Even if you don't listen to the episode there and you continue to get it on SoundCloud or YouTube or whatever, those numbers help us go to sponsors or to larger podcast networks and say, hey, we've got 5,000 subscribers now. Hook us up.
Yeah.
And it'll allow us to improve the quality of this show, get better equipment, and
as well as rating and review.
Yeah.
iTunes rating and review, and it does work. Put some more eyes on it.
We are currently a 5-star podcast on iTunes. So if you would like to go there and, give us 5 stars, or give us 2 stars. No, don't give us 2 stars. give us like 4 or 5 stars.
Give us 5 stars. Yeah. If you give us any less than 5 stars, fuck you,
Queefer. But yeah, those reviews actually allow iTunes to put us out to a larger network of people. The higher we're rated and the more reviews we have, the more people actually get their eyes and ears on our show.
Definitely. And we're not begging for your money. This is just something that we want to do. We want to give you guys more. We want to do more post-mortem. We want to film some short horror movies. We want to do some sketch comedy. We have all kinds of stuff in the works that it's going to be free to you if you're a patron subscriber at different levels.
All of that extra stuff does take time and does cost money, and time is money, though. So,
and as well as, just producing the show costs us money.
Yeah.
So thank you guys for all your listenership, your letters, your emails,
your snail mail, your carrier pigeons, your smoke signals.
Yeah, and even listeners like Eileen sending us items in the mail.
Yeah, that's really cool.
Still have Twin Peaks DVD set we're going to get through, and we really appreciate that, you guys. So, without further ado, I have a little surprise for you.
Surprise!
This is episode 100. It would not be an extravaganza without another JD Shuffle.
Oh shit!
Now, this Shady Shuffle is a little different. This is some of my favorite moments from some of our most memorable episodes over the first 100 with sad music.
Aww.
Like, not sad music, but like, you'll hear it.
Touching music?
Touching music.
Self-touching music?
Yes. So, without further ado, here's the 100th episode, JD Shuffle.
Welcome to the Post Mortem broadcast. This is Dom.
This is JD, in the inaugural episode of Post Mortem.
We're going to talk about stuff that fucks you up. We can say fuck, right?
We can say fuck, we can say whatever we want.
Can we say pussy?
We can say pussy. There's no FCC here.
Fuck.
It's Dom and JD's super fun time happy hour.
And we're here to talk about things that go bump in the night.
We're going to talk anything horror, extreme, or disturbing. Whether it's movies, TV, music, books, there are no limits at the Post Mortem Show.
Basically, if it makes you bleed, we're on it.
Yes.
So, yeah, I'm going to give it, out of 10 Doug Joneses, I'm going to give it 3.
3 Doug Jones?
Yeah, because they 3 out of 10, because they made an effort, but it wasn't quite enough.
I would probably agree with you on the 3. Maybe I even might give it a 3.5 Doug Jones.
Yeah.
Just I would say if you're gonna give a half a Doug Jones, it wouldn't be like the front half, but it wouldn't be severed in the middle. It'd be like a direct bisection all the way,
like the lawyer
from the head.
13 Ghosts.
Yes, yeah. So and it'd be the ass half.
Okay.
It wouldn't be the dick half.
Right.
It'd be the ass, and that's what it would be.
Yeah.
The whole backside of Doug Jones, you got half of one of those and 3. That would be my rating.
Okay.
The 8 DJs.
DJ.
I would probably give it more closer to 6.5, which isn't bad because I grade pretty harsh.
Is the 0.5 like a front half? 0.5?
Yeah, the front half.
Okay.
You got some doogie dick.
Okay.
Yeah, you got the doogie dick half. So
cool. We'll get on that. I'm good with doogie dick. The dude man.
Just let's save that clip for a future episode. Dom is good with doogie dick. Tales from Biff.
Once upon a
Everyone's
time,
like, what the
there
fuck
was
is
a
Biff? Biff
ghost.
is my dog. Okay, just to explain to the listener, this maybe we've said this in past.
Yeah, we've mentioned him before. He's the
We
retarded
mentioned
dog.
him. My dog has mental problems. And that's not a joke. He is special.
And a huge cock.
He's got mental problems and a huge cock. It's a dangerous combination.
Big retarded dick.
And he's blind. He's blind in one eye, and he's a little asshole. So I named him Biff after the guy in Back to the Future.
Yeah.
Biff Tannen.
Yeah.
So he's Biff.
Yeah.
So when we talk about Biff's giant German leather-bound cock being fondled by Steve, you have to know the backstory.
He's an Australian Shepherd, is that what he is?
No, he's a border collie.
Border Collie. That's
But he's like a runt. He's like a runt of a litter.
yeah, he's small.
He's
with
small
a huge dick.
for a border collie, and he's very needy.
Yeah,
he'll
he
constantly
is.
walk up to you and put his head on your lap.
Yeah.
Just sit there like that.
Yeah.
He needs constant attention. He's a runt. I rescued him off the streets. You can watch it if you're the kind of person who, you're a masochist.
Right, you like to take a staple gun and put it in your
You're
groin.
Albert Fish. You're putting needles up your butt.
Yeah.
Watch this.
Yeah.
Albert Fish would enjoy this movie.
You would.
It's more torturous than the needles up the dick hole.
He'd probably sit right down on a cactus and just love the shit out of the whole movie.
Sitting right down on Biff's giant cactus.
Muscular cactus dick. There's something wrong with us.
I think that anyone who listens to the show regularly is already well aware of that.
Yeah. Oh,
Thank you for sticking around, guys.
yeah, by the way, when we were doing our last show in Santa Maria, one of our listeners, Ken, spotted me. I was sitting in the audience for most of the show because my neck's still broken and I'm still in a neck brace. And as I was passing through on intermission, he came up and he was like, "Hey, are you Dom from the Post Mortem Show? I heard about the neck brace. I thought that was really cool. So, hi Ken, thanks for listening.
Ken, support Leisure Time Games.
Yeah.
In Santa Maria, Town Center West.
No matter where you live, go to Santa Maria.
He has a website. You can order your paraphernalia there.
Nice. Your
Pokemon,
your dice and your
Monty Pokes and your magic cards and your D&D and that kind of stuff.
nice.
Thank you, Ken.
Thank you, Ken. Free
Anyways,
advertisement.
Yes. Free advertisement. Your name has been uttered in the same as my dog's cock.
You're a celebrity now, boy.
Broadcasting live, not undead,
Not undead.
from Leisure Time Games, not the B Ward, in Santa Maria, California. This is Post Mortem. I'm Dom.
And I'm JD.
What
and
the
today,
fuck are we doing here?
I don't know. It's weird, huh? We're in a place. Thank you guys.
Welcome to the show. As we say on our show, broadcasting undead from Cal Poly, this is Post Mortem. I'm Dom. And I'm JD.
Broadcasting undead from Club 42 in hot as balls, Atascadero, California. This is the Post Mortem Show. My name's Dom.
And I'm JD.
They travel in packs, silent but deadly. You don't hear their cry until it's too late. The makers of Viagra have a huge factory on the outskirts of town and have been polluting the stream next to the factory where their Viagra waste pollutes the environment. What happens when the deadliest animal known to man drinks from the river and ingests the waste? They're big, they're hairy, they're dangerous, and now they're horny. Coming this fall, from the producers of Zombievers, Attack of the Mutant Boner Yaks.
Did you make that sound effect?
I took took it actually from the internet.
Is that the sound a yak makes?
I don't know. I mean, I guess a yak says yak.
Yeah.
Attack of the mutant boner yaks!
You know what you call it? Maniacs.
Maniacs! Yeah. Just that last pump in on the end. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Get ready for ejaculation.
Yes. The Attack of the Mutant Boner Yaks is a film that needs to happen.
That's it.
That reminds me of those episodes that are like the season finale episodes of a sitcom where like they get trapped, like they're snowed in or like trapped in a walk-in freezer or something, and they just have like they rehash all the episodes from that season with memories with like that like Family Ties music in the background.
Yep, and not gonna lie, I got a little emotional putting that together. Hearing that playing back, it's been 100 episodes. That's 2 years.
Brought a tear to my brown eye.
Brought a tear to my yak.
The very, very first episode where we were the post-mortem broadcast, apparently.
Yeah, apparently so.
Apparently we knew what we were doing then.
And the audio quality has improved tremendously.
Absolutely.
Especially that one live show at Cal Poly, that was just bad audio.
Right.
I didn't set it up right for the room, but...
we didn't expect to have girls howling in the background. So.
Yeah. I expected it.
Yeah. I guess you always should, yeah.
You project success to be successful, though.
If you believe, you will achieve.
So, yeah. That's the post-mortem 100th episode JD Shuffle. There's much more I could have put in there, but,
100 episodes worth. That
background track was only so long.
That's true.
And I had a lot of yak to get in there.
Yak. I gotta be honest, I forget like 90% of the shit that I say.
Me too.
So, I hear that and I'm like, whoa, I said that.
I forget everything that I say and everything that you say to an extent. Like on the show, we have our running jokes that we remember, like the Biff and that kind of stuff. But sometimes, when I was putting this together, I was cracking up because I found other stuff that out of context you wouldn't really understand, so I put it in. But man, I'm going to go back and listen to some of those old episodes.
I mean, sometimes we even forget what top fives we've already done.
Yeah, I know. Like the last episode. First of all, we already did top 5 schools.
Yeah.
And we re-recorded it with probably a different top 5,
yeah.
maybe some of the same. I haven't listened to the old one yet.
Yeah.
And it was because your girlfriend, Michelle, suggested top 5 teachers to me.
Right.
So I said, okay, and then I did top 5 schools again. So I didn't even get it right.
Right.
Sorry, Michelle.
Yeah, I got home and she punched me in the face, man. She's like, what the fuck?
Yeah, but Michelle, now you got to join the Patreon if you want to suggest a top 5.
That's right.
No, I'm just joking. You can still suggest a top 5 without being a Patreon
She's
member.
probably gonna. I always try to give her tickets to the wrestling show. She's like, no, I want to buy them. I'm like, wow, this is what it's like to have a girlfriend that supports you?
It's very strange concept.
It is. It really is.
All right, well, we will be back with the Morties. The 2017 Morties, the top 5 best and worst in horror. 2017, after this.
Hi, thanks for listening to the Post Mortem Podcast. If you want to support us, go to our website at www.postmortemshow.com and click the Amazon link.
By clicking on the Amazon banner, Amazon will give a small percentage of the purchase price of your item back to the Post Mortem Podcast at no additional cost to you. That's right. Doesn't cost you any money, we get money. You want us to keep doing this? You want more Doug Jones talk? You want more dick and fart talk? I don't care. We're going to do it.
Fund our filthy, filthy habits.
Yes, and they are many, and they are fast.
And most of them aren't legal.
Yes. Click the banner. Just do it.
Come on, don't be a dick. Give us money.
Okay, we're back with the 2017 Morties. The Morty Awards.
Yeah.
And our format for the awards isn't really calendar year. It's since we last did this.
Right.
If it came out within that year, even if something was December, I think our live show was our Morty's last year.
Yeah.
And I think we did it in November.
Yeah.
So there's still a month of horror movies. So I don't know if I have anything from December, but if I do, don't judge me.
It'll happen. And last year for the Mortys, we only did our number 1 best and our bottom 1 worst. This time we're actually doing 5 of each.
Yeah, so
it's like the final
countdown.
It is just like that record that's sitting right
Right.
here on this table.
with those amazing hairstyles.
I was showing my kids the music video, the final countdown.
Yeah.
And I told David, that chick's hot, huh? He's like, I don't know. Because he kind of got a bad feeling like I'm trying to set him up.
Right.
You know? It's a singer of Europe who's a man. But
yeah,
it's
but
the
very
80s.
effeminate,
Yes.
yeah.
I used to think that the singer of Hanson was a girl
Yeah.
when I was a kid.
I thought the singer of Skid Row was a girl. Sebastian Bach. I mean, he's still pretty effeminate.
He is. He drinks wine.
He does.
Yeah.
And that immediately makes you gay.
Yep. All right, I'll start us off. We're going to give you our top 5 worst and then followed by our top 5 best. I'm sure most of our listeners will have seen, if you take our recommendations seriously, maybe you have seen all 5 of these, of our best. Maybe you've seen the worst. I don't know. Let us know what your top 5 was, too. Send us an email, postmortemshow@gmail.com. Let us know what your best and worst movies were.
Make a comment on our Facebook group.
Then I can tell you how wrong you are.
That's right. We can talk shit to you. That's my favorite thing to do to our fans is talk shit to them.
All right, I'm going to start us off with my number 5, worst of 2017. That is a little movie I gave 3.5 stars to called The Vault with James Franco.
Okay.
Horrible fucking movie.
I saw that pop up on Netflix or Amazon or
It
something.
is now on
recently.
Netflix. I saw it before it was even on Netflix, which shows you how stupid I am. But this is kind of, when we talk about our Patreon and what we want to do, it does help me buy bad movies if you or good movies.
That's right.
It costs a lot of money to watch all these movies. Pay for our subscriptions to other services we don't have. Like
We watch
Shudder
on
and all that
minimum
shit.
8 movies a month each. And
Yeah.
sometimes they suck.
Yes.
But sometimes they suck and we've paid for them.
Yeah, Dom likes to watch a lot of Netflix garbage movies because he gets them for free.
I'm trying not to now though. I'm actually signing up for Shudder this week.
So
I'm gonna drop that. I'm gonna fucking commit to that.
Yeah, definitely. So, 2 estranged sisters are forced to rob a bank in order to save their brother, but this is no ordinary bank because there's some weird kind of ghost, demon, vampire creatures that I don't know what they are. This movie blows. IMDb gives it a 4.8, which is so fucking generous. It was so boring. The ending was trash. Taryn Manning is garbage in this movie.
Which is weird because she's usually pretty good.
Yeah, so is James Franco. He's usually pretty good and garbage in this. He's no Tommy Wiseau in this movie.
Right.
But yeah, The Vault, hated it.
Hated it.
What's your number 5, Dom?
My number 5 is a movie that we actually reviewed on one of our At the Movies segments, and it made my list more specifically because of the disappointment factor of it, because it had so much promise. I don't remember what I previously rated it as. I didn't go into that much detail when I created this list. But It Comes at Night.
It Comes at Night, really? Wow.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say that it would be in my worst of the year. I actually did save all my numbers, so these are the top 5 for me. Not just by memory, but like literally what I rated them is the top 5 and worst 5. So,
Right.
Yeah,
I'll have to do that for next year.
It was disappointing, but to me, not one of the worst 5 of the year.
It was just so fucking frustrating. The acting was good. I really wanted it to be good. It had a great cast. Just nothing fucking happened.
It comes at night, and then nothing happens.
Yeah. So
Yeah, I did not think it was that great either.
I made it my number 5 bad movie because it still had some good elements, but I'm not going to call it a good movie.
Definitely not a great movie. I thought it was okay. I thought it was well directed and well acted. Just not enough action for me. Not enough things happening. But so we might have more than one movie that we've both seen.
All right.
Because my number 4 is also a massive disappointment based on the casting. When you have the Dukes in your movie, I expect 10 stars.
Yes.
I do not expect you to have 3.0. Because that's what I rated the Bye Bye Man.
That's my number 4 as well.
That's your number 4 as well.
Yeah.
I thought that's what it was going to be when you said It Comes at Night. I was like, all right, let's pile on.
Yeah.
But the Bye Bye Man.
The wee wee doo doo poo poo caca man.
Yeah, not good.
No.
Not a good movie.
Not trying to cash in on that Slender Man fame, and it was just shit.
Proof that you can have the best character actor in the world working for you, but guess what? He can't write and direct it.
Yeah.
He's the character actor.
Yep.
You got to have a decent story to tell on your own. It wasn't horrible. Like, it wasn't the worst movie I've ever seen, but 3.0
It was just a
is
fucking mess.
Yeah.
You know?
Convoluted. Did not enjoy.
Yeah.
3.0. That's your number
Yeah,
4
also
also.
my number 4, yeah.
Here I am waiting for you to talk, and you're giving me that deer in the headlights.
My number 4 is The Bye-Bye Man.
The Bye-Bye Man.
Yeah.
Man, I didn't like that movie. Did you?
I didn't.
Oh, okay. All right. My number 3 is a movie I recently reviewed. Just came out on DVD. Happy Death Day.
Yeah.
2.5 is what I gave
I actually, forgetting that you had reviewed it negatively, turned it on and turned it off about 15 minutes into it.
You kind of realized what it was.
It was fucking garbage.
It's a garbage Groundhog Day.
Yeah.
Girl keeps getting killed.
Yeah.
Waking up, reliving that day, trying to find out who killed her, trying to prevent it.
Yeah.
Pretty lame.
Lame.
And I'm very surprised that actually, it's kind of well received amongst the horror community for what it is.
Yeah, people were talking positively about it.
Yeah, and I just don't get it.
Yeah.
I'm glad it made a bunch of money because it's good for the genre.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's good for more horror movies to get greenlit and get big budgets like this had.
Yeah.
But it just didn't deliver.
Well, if you have a movie that is, the horror version of one of Bill Murray's best movies that shares the title with a Gwar song, I have high expectations for it.
Well, the thing is, I think that this movie has an audience.
Yeah.
And it's middle school kids.
Yeah.
Like, middle school girls would really like this
Yeah.
movie, I think.
For sure, yeah.
And that's important because maybe this is the first horror movie they see that gets them into it.
Right.
Then they start finding the good shit.
Yeah, and then eventually they're, watching August Underground Mortem.
Yeah. So I'm not going to fully bury it for that reason. It does have its place. It does need to exist, but
Yeah, it's just not for us.
it's just not good. It doesn't deserve to be talked about on this show except for negatively. So.
Right. My number 3 was a movie that I was quite excited for, that I still say had some decent special effects when they got practical with it, but the rest of it was just such a blatant fucking rip-off of a far superior movie that, and the acting was so bad that I just had to fucking bury it, and that was The Bornless Ones.
Yeah, pretty bad.
Just a straight-up Evil Dead rip-off.
Yeah,
there was some
I watched
creative use of a
about
nail
half
gun.
of it after you told me it sucked, but just because I had some time,
Yeah.
So
as a special effects reel, it might have been a decent film, but as a full length, as a short movie, fan tribute to Evil Dead, it might have been decent. If it was like 20 minutes long. But it just, the more it wore on, the more tedious it got, and the more you could see that they just didn't really have that many original ideas.
Yep. My number 2. Here's where we start to fight. Here's where we start to argue and bicker amongst ourselves. Because I wouldn't be surprised if my tie for the number 2 worst movies in horror were both on your good movies list this year. And that's, both of them I rated at 1.0, 1 star. Cult of Chucky and Mother.
Cult of Chucky is not on my best list.
Okay.
Mother is on there. We'll get to that later.
Yeah, Cult of Chucky, just fucking, it's stupid.
It's
stupid.
I liked it.
But you gotta
I
admit,
liked it
stupid.
because it was stupid.
It is stupid, but
it's stupid as fuck, and I
it's
loved
not
it.
Dude Bro Party Massacre 3 stupid. Like, to where it's intentionally funny stupid. It's just a bad fucking script, man. The writing in that movie is fucking horrible. I don't know why. It's a polarizing movie, too.
Yeah.
Just like Mother.
Yeah.
As well, Mother, very polarizing.
Yeah.
You loved it.
Well,
I fucking hated it.
Mother, and I'm sure we'll get back into this, I liked it because I think I saw something in it that you didn't. Chucky, I don't think I saw anything in it that you didn't see. I just liked it.
Yeah.
It was just a fucking stupid popcorn
Just
movie.
the clones and the fucking, just, ugh. It just, ugh.
I liked the clones.
And Little Dorif.
Fiona
Dorif, the daughter. Not good. Very ungood in this movie.
But paraplegic wheelchair sex.
I know, that was probably the best part. The kills are stupid. It's just, I don't like the Cult of Chucky. I'm never going to watch another Chucky movie, ever, in my life. I'm done with it.
Yeah.
And I've been done with it for a long time.
What if it was Mike Flanagan's fucking...
Then I would
something
watch
of
it,
Chucky?
yes.
Yeah.
Doug Jones plays Chucky.
The world's tallest Chucky.
Yeah, I would watch it. If Doug Jones played Chucky, or if Mike Flanagan was involved, or, someone of that caliber, maybe I would check it out. But no more Chucky for me, and we'll get into Mother as well. I'll kind of shoot you down when you get into that
Yeah.
one.
Well, I mean, we've already had this conversation like 2 or 3 episodes ago.
I know,
so,
it was pretty recent.
Yeah. My number 2 is a fucking shit movie that I tore into, I think, last episode, maybe the episode before that. Promising me Nazi occultism with the Wishmaster and delivering me 5 minutes of the Wishmaster and then fucking 72 hours of the worst derivative fucking garbage, and that is The Hatred.
Yeah.
That movie was fucking terrible. Do not watch it.
I saw the icon on Netflix, and I would never bring myself to that. It's The Hatred, but it has like a little like Iron Cross thing.
Yeah.
It looks so fucking stupid.
Yeah, well, you know, it was the Nazi occultism and it was the Andrew Divoff that sold me on it. And the Nazi occultism and Andrew Divoff was good when it was in there. And then it went away 10 minutes into the movie, and the rest of it was yes.
And do you remember what you rated that since it was so recently?
0, I think.
A 0,
Yeah.
huh?
I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure that was a 0.
Speaking of a 0, a while back we decided on an At the Movie segment where we were going to review a movie together and both watch it called The Snowman. Clocking in at over 2 hours,
Right.
The Snowman. I partook in The Snowman, and about an hour in I knew I was going to have to finish it, but I told you, don't watch this movie.
I didn't want to build a snowman.
Don't build a snowman, because I sure don't fucking want to.
Yeah.
And I said, let's scrap it. I've devoted my time to it. I don't want you to suffer the same pain.
I appreciate you
And
taking that bullet.
Did I review it on the show?
No.
I don't think I reviewed it on the show.
Yeah.
I just said, we don't even need to talk about this.
Yeah.
But at 0.0, The Snowman is one of the worst movies I've ever seen.
Wow. That's
Horrible.
strong words.
If you talk about nothing happening in a movie, this is some bullshit. Maybe, and I heard it's a really good book. You know, in the I believe Swedish culture. You know, it's set in Sweden, or one of those kind of black metal countries,
Right.
Norway maybe, Scandinavia, what have you. And this movie was no Oli Mata. That's a Penguins reference,
Right.
And he's from one of those countries.
Yeah.
They're all the same.
Yeah, it was more of a Jorg Thurgensen, the guy who works at the fucking donut shop.
Jorg Thurgensen.
And jacks off to bestiality
What's
porn.
that fucking stupid Nazi black metal guy's name?
Varg Vikernes.
Varg Vikernes. Yeah, this was the Varg Vikernes.
Wow.
Don't watch The Snowman. That's all I'm going to say about it.
You know,
I have nothing else to say
when you
about
said
it.
let's watch The Snowman, I was thinking it was going to be like a Jack Frost kind of movie where, like, you know, a snowman comes to life and murders people, and I was stoked on it. And then I read what it was about, and I wasn't stoked anymore.
Yeah, no, it's bad. It's horrible. So that's all I got to say about The Snowman. Just don't watch it.
Yeah.
Don't even get curious of like, oh, you know, like people are into The Room, you know, with this new disaster artist movie and stuff. Well, let's watch this bad movie.
It's not even that kind of bad.
It's not that kind of bad. It's that kind of like, it's got that go away heat.
Right. it's got that X-Pac heat.
Yeah.
All right. Are we down to number 1 now?
Number 1.
My number 1 is a movie that I'm still angry about to this day. Furious. Blood-boilingly, anus-puckeringly furious about this fucking piece of trash movie, Alien Covenant.
Wow.
Fuck you, Alien Covenant. Fuck you, Ridley Scott. Fuck bringing the alien out into daylight and making it crappy-ass CG.
Yeah.
Fuck Alien Covenant.
I'm mad about it too. I didn't even think about putting it on my list though.
Yeah.
I think I reviewed it like a 2 or 3 or something like that.
It's
It must have been, actually, I must have given it more than 3.5 because, unless I just overlooked it, I went with my ratings, so.
It's a fucking solid 0 to me. Negative even.
Yeah, there's good things about it. There are.
When it ended. The fact that it made Prometheus look like a coherent film.
Yeah, that Prometheus wasn't as boring as you thought it was.
I actually liked Prometheus, but fucking Alien Covenant, man. Ridley Scott has lost his goddamn mind.
And now it's owned by Disney, right?
Yeah.
It's only going to get worse from here, fella. I called you fella.
You did.
I don't know why.
Are you
I've never
Irish?
said fella ever.
Your hair's suddenly turning red.
So that's it for our shit movies of the year.
Yeah.
Now let's get into the good stuff.
Yeah, we've had our colon cleanse.
I'm going controversial with my number 5.
Wow.
This is a movie that we have not reviewed on the show, but we'll be reviewing next week in our At the Movie segment.
Okay.
We talked about watching it. Have you watched it yet? The Shape of Water.
I have not yet.
Okay, well, we will get into this movie. I'm not going to discuss it on the Morty Awards, but It came out. I did see it ahead of time. I could have waited and put it in next year, but I didn't want to sneak anything in. The Shape of Water is fucking amazing.
That's what I hear. Yeah.
It is great. It is great, and it's a way different movie than I would typically like, but I fucking love it. And I'll get into my rating next week, but I had to put it on my list. I'm going to give it a mystery rating because we can rate it together and are at the movie segment next week. So you got a little bit of teaser coming, guys. We are going to talk Shape of Water next week, so watch it yourselves. Watch The Shape of Water, and then listen to our commentary on it next week, and let us know what you think.
Fish fucking.
Fish fucking. It goes there.
Yeah.
It does.
Yeah, that's what I understand. All right. My number 5, I think you had actually rated this as a bad movie, and I rated it as a good movie. It was not made in 2017, but it came out in 2017 after many years of production and a lot of crystal meth. My number 5 is The Evil Within.
Yeah, thinking back on it, like, it is bad. It's bad. It's poorly made. But those effects and stuff, and the stop motion kind of stuff that they use, it kind of holds up to me, like, thinking back on it. But the acting, the changes of hairstyle throughout the the brother the whole time,
it's like fucking Roger Corman, Ed Wood kind of bad. It's dude on crystal meth and his passion project. Yeah, that's what it is. But
it totally comes out.
Yeah. At the same time, like, it was such a weird fucking, abstract, nightmarish kind of movie that, like, sometimes some of the bad things in it, like, if they had actually done that well, it would have seemed less abstract and nightmarish.
Just that kid, man. I did not enjoy it. I did not enjoy it. Like, it was a hard watch for me, but I get why you did. That's the beauty of the show.
Yeah.
If I wanted you to agree with me, I'd do the show by myself.
That's right.
Me and Biff would sit here for 90 minutes of show, and I just look at him, and he'd look at me, and we would just record silence.
Occasionally you hear him shake his ears.
You hear him just gnawing away at his dick. Red rocket, as you heard earlier. All right, my number 4, another tie. I had a tie at my number 2 bad movie. I have a tie at my number 4 good movies, because I rated these both the exact same rating. And that is, I Don't Feel at Home in This World Anymore, and The Devil's Candy.
Okay. Fuck, I forgot about The Devil's Candy.
I loved both of these movies. Devil's Candy is probably the most metal movie, besides Deathgasm.
Yeah.
And really good. Really well-made story. And then, I Don't Feel at Home in This World Anymore. I love Awkward. And that feels like it's a Jeremy Saulnier movie because the guy who made it was in his production crew and stuff like that. So it's got that swift, brutal violence of like a Blue Ruin or Green Room, that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Or any other movies with colors in the name. Purple Rain. The swift, brutal violence of Purple Rain. But it's got this humor too. And Elijah Wood is fucking crazy in it.
Yeah.
So I really enjoy that. It's a Netflix original. It's still streaming, as is The Devil's Candy, both on Netflix. So if you guys have not seen either one of those movies, check them out.
Yeah, go watch them.
They are very fucking good, and I give them both an 8.8.
Yeah. All right. My number 4, The Void.
On my list as well.
Yeah.
Not at number 4 though.
All right. We'll go into that later then.
All right. My number 3 is another tie, and it's my last tie of the Morties. But some of these films, if I rate them the same rating, I don't know which one I like more, but I fucking loved Creep 2.
Yeah, I watched it last weekend, and I liked it. But I couldn't get it out of my head that it was the same movie as Behind the Mask.
Well, Creep, you could say that about Creep also. But I guess but Creep 2 is not... you actually know, and he comes out.
Yeah.
But it's way different.
Yeah.
With the bath and stuff instead of the tubby time, and the girl.
Yeah.
It's also kind of weird,
too.
I
thought the girl made it, like, more like Behind the Mask, because there was the whole, like, pseudo-romantic subplot and all that.
I really love it, and I think that... I don't think they ripped off Behind the Mask. I think that that's the only way they could go forward with it.
Yeah.
It had to be a girl, because the first time it was a guy.
Yeah.
So it had to be a girl.
Yeah.
And then the romantic elements of it, that kind of stuff.
That said, Mark Duplass was fucking amazing in that movie.
He's great. Yeah, he's so great. I hope he does more horror. And then 68 Kill.
Yeah.
I love 68 Kill.
Great movie.
And I gave them both a 9. Yeah, 68 Kill came out of nowhere for me. Great gore, great levels of awkwardness. And then Annalyn McCord that was in Excision.
Just owned it.
She's so great. She's my favorite horror actress of all time. Now,
sure.
She's taken her place as my favorite, even more than Quigley. Everyone, just because I love that fucking awkwardness that she gives.
Well, and she seems to have even more range.
She does, because she was like a little sex pod in this one instead of like an awkward teen.
Yeah.
But still, she was like, she made me feel like awkward watching her, the way she treated that guy.
Yeah.
It makes you uncomfortable.
And,
like, if she can actually make me have an uncomfortable emotion just by watching a movie, that's great.
Yeah. And like when you watch Linnea Quigley play a character, she's so iconic that you're watching Linnea Quigley play a character.
Yeah.
Alan McCord becomes that character.
Barbara Crampton, that kind of thing.
Yeah, Barbara Crampton. And that's not to talk shit about them. They are iconic for a
They're
reason.
great, yeah.
Yeah. But when, I didn't even know that was her.
She's a fucking chameleon. I didn't either.
Like her mouth looked familiar because she has a very distinct mouth shape.
Yeah.
And that was like, I've seen that before. Where is that? Where is she from? But other than that, fuck, man, she was a whole other fucking animal in that movie.
Yeah, if you guys have not seen 68 Kill yet, and Creep 2 as well, if you're a fan of Creep, I would recommend watching Creep 1 before Creep 2, but you don't need to. They're both on Netflix, though. And 68 Kill, you got to see it. And also Excision.
Yeah.
It would have been a 10 for me, if we were rating movies back then.
Yeah. All right. My number 3, Mother.
Mother,
yeah.
Number 3.
Mother is my number 3.
My number 2 worst movie is number 3
best. My number 3 best movie. I really like this movie. I really like the symbolism and the occult nature of it and the mythic nature of it. I just thought it was a really, really smart, well done movie.
Yeah, and the Greek mythology and everything. I think here's the difference. Dom, if you could drink anything in the world, any kind of liquid, what would it be? What's your favorite thing to drink?
My favorite thing to drink, even though I'm trying not to drink them anymore, is probably energy drinks.
Like what
brand?
Like
Red Bull.
Red Bull,
yeah.
Okay. So mine is Coors Light.
Yeah.
That's where we're at. Dom is a learned scholar. I don't understand you get out of my country.
I don't understand your Sumerian myths. And Nana, more like Chiquita Banana.
Greek mythology? Don't they like to diddle little boys in the ass? Take that shit back to Greece. You hairy motherfucker.
Take that Greek shit back to gay. I mean...
By the way, you can leave those falafels at the door.
Yeah, but Mother is a polarizing movie. People either love it or hate it, and everywhere that I look on the internet, and there are some times where, there are certain movies where people talk shit about it, and I watch it, I'm like, oh yeah, fuck you, you're an idiot.
Too pretentious.
But, and I could see where people would think that, though I didn't think it was pretentious at all. I thought it had a point, and it wasn't posing to be anything more than what it was. It had a point that it wanted to make, and he had this weird framing thing with it. The Neon Demon was pretentious.
Yeah. Well, for me, the problem I had with Mother is, okay, I like movies that make me feel family. Like I said, made me feel uncomfortable. Parts of 68 Kill. Excision makes me feel awkward. That kind of stuff, you know? This movie made me pissed off because of the ineptitude of the fucking lead character. She was such a doormat. Mm-hmm. Why don't you fucking stand up for... Why don't you leave?
Yeah.
Why don't you stand up for yourself? Throw these people out, or why don't you leave?
Yeah.
If you really don't want to, if it's that bad.
Right. But that was kind of the whole point.
I guess, yeah. But just watching it play out, I was just pissed off.
It's like my ex-wife used to say that she didn't like Kurt Angle because he came off as such a douchebag. And I was like, you were watching him in the 90s, right? Well, yeah. Well, that's the point.
3 eyes.
All right, number 2.
Number 2 for me is it.
Oh, yeah? It's my number 1.
It's your number 1? All right, we'll wait for it then.
All right. My number 2 is Get Out.
Yeah, Get Out. Fuck.
Yeah. Jordan Peele.
Didn't even think about it.
Directorial debut.
Completely snubbed
knocked
it.
it out of the fucking park.
Yeah, I think I gave it a 9, so that would have been a 3-way tie for my number 3.
Yeah. That was a great movie. Fucking well written, well acted, smart, had social commentary. Very, very, very well done. And I want to see him do more.
Yeah. All right, we're down to our number 1s. I hope that sounded like a drum roll, not just a bunch of static.
You did it right in front of the microphone, so you'll probably just blow out some people's eardrums. There you go. Kamala!
Slapping my fat belly around. My number one is The Void.
Nice.
10 out of 10. I love The Void.
Yeah.
There is cultists. There's Lovecraft.
Body
Lovecraftian
horror.
body horror. There's
Practical effects.
like almost like interdimensional aspects and cult leader portals. There's so much to offer in that movie.
Yeah. It's a total package.
I love the practical effects. It's great.
Yeah.
It's a fucking great movie. If you haven't seen The Void yet, check it out.
Absolutely.
It's definitely my favorite movie of the year. When I thought about my Mortys, if we had to do just one, that would have been it. So that's why I made it my number one. I was thinking about, going backwards.
Right.
What can I not leave out,
Yeah.
And that was number one for me. I love The fucking Void.
Great movie. Very, very, very good movie. Very well done. Fucking...
Also polarizing as well. Do you know that?
Yeah.
Some people talk shit about it.
Yeah.
I can't believe it.
Yeah, I can't either.
Just the wardrobe of the cultists, everything. There's so much iconic imagery in that movie that I can think about so much of it. It still stays with me, and I've only watched it once. I gotta rewatch it, but
I've watched it like 3 times.
yeah, I gotta
It holds
rewatch
up.
it.
Yeah, and a lot of the people are like, "Oh, well, I didn't get it. Well, it's cosmic horror. You're not really supposed to get all of it. It's about fucking the universe being bigger than you.
It's kind of like an American Baskin, but a little better.
Yeah. Yeah.
So.
It's it gives me hope for practical effects in horror movies. The fact that they can have that monster that they had, and it was just so good.
It was. It's amazing.
Yeah. So, my number one was it.
It
was
9.2 on my list.
Yeah.
What was yours?
I think I gave it a 10.
I think you gave it a 10.
Yeah.
I really liked it.
Yeah.
Really good. The only reason I didn't give it a 10 was some of the CGI.
Mm-hmm.
That was my only minor problems with it, but forgivable.
Yeah.
Well acted, well written,
Yeah.
well adapted, better adaptation. In our first ever Reanimator review segment, if I have to delete one from my memory and never see it again, it would be the miniseries.
Yeah.
I still like the miniseries, but only the kids half is good.
Right. Yeah, the adult half is hokey as fuck.
And that's the thing. They spread it out to 2 movies. I don't know how the adult half is going to be of it, Chapter 2, but the kids was nailed. It was great.
Absolutely.
And they stretched it out over more time. They get,
It was closer to the book.
It was closer to the book.
Yeah, they gave you more.
They did change some things, too.
Yeah.
Which I was not a fan of, like the Michael Hamlin.
Yeah.
I was really upset about that. That's another reason I didn't give it a 10.
Yeah.
It's the fact that they just completely botched his character, so... Yeah, but I love it. It was good.
Yeah,
I'm sure everyone's seen it. If you're listening to the show, you've seen it.
Having it be, the highest grossing horror movie ever.
It's good. It's great for horror.
It's great for horror.
Yeah. All right, that's the Morties. That's the 2017 Morties.
The best and the worst.
The best and the worst. If you guys haven't seen any of those top 5 best, check them out. Do yourself a favor. Let us know what you think. Send us an email, postmortemshow@gmail.com. Send us an email with your top 5 best and worst.
Yeah, throw some comments up on our Facebook group, Post Mortem Show Horror Movie Podcast. Send us a private message. JD usually answers those because I'm an asshole.
Yeah, usually that's my department.
Yeah.
If your fetish is being yelled at by an Italian man, then that's Dom.
Then just put on the first line of there. Have Dom read this one, and then say some stupid shit. I fucking dare you. I fucking dare you.
Mr. Valentine, I mean, very pretentious.
What the fuck did you say? I will kill to defend Lucifer Valentine's honor.
Yeah, in the honor of Hank Skinny as well.
That's right.
All right, we will be back with our top 5 kills right after this. Thank you guys for all your support, sharing our shit, liking our page,
listening
weekly,
not suing us for anything.
Semi-weekly,
getting semi-hard
for 30 seconds once.
Yeah.
No matter how long you listen, we still support you. Unless it is just one episode, then fuck you.
Yeah.
You better run for the fucking hills.
Run through the jungle.
That's not what this is about. No. What this is about is we have now started the official Facebook group of the Post Mortem Show.
Go on Facebook, look up Post Mortem Show Horror Movie Podcast for a chance to share your favorite horror memes with us and occasionally be shit-talked by me.
That's probably accurate.
Yeah, I've already done it once.
Yeah, Guys, join the group. We have thousands of listeners to the show. Right now, the group only has about 300 members.
Yeah.
So please add yourself. Please share it. Share it with the world.
Yeah. Just don't say stupid
Let
ass
us
racist
into your
shit.
lives. Let us into your lives.
Yeah. Open
You want to
yourself
talk to
wide.
me?
Open
You wanna
yourself
talk
to
Dom?
us.
You want to talk to Biff?
We will
soon to be one-eared Biff.
We will put Biff on the computer if that's what you want.
We're gonna have an official event in the group. It's gonna be Facebook Live Q&A with Biff, and I'm just gonna put Biff on Facebook Live, sitting there, and he'll answer all your questions.
Maybe we could do it as like a video chat thing.
Yeah, so that's official Facebook group, Post Mortem Show Horror Movie Podcast. Please join. Please share it with your friends. And we're back with the top 5 horror movie kills. The top 5 kills in horror.
The best acts of murder.
And I would say that 4 of my 5 are iconic that I've remembered for so long, always have stuck with me. One of them is a little bit of a bonus.
Really?
Something a little newer.
All of mine are the ones that I have deemed iconic, and some of them are from, most of them I think are actually from movies that everyone has seen. But then I have my 0, the ultimate of the penultimate kill.
I think if I went by like the brutality of it and everything, my number 2, which is the one that people are gonna be like, "Wow, really? It's on your list?" That might be my 0 because it's that fucking good.
Yeah,
but
some of these kills that I have aren't. Well, maybe one of them aren't actually good for their brutality. I like it for the setup. So I'm actually going to talk about that one. I'll just start us off.
All right, start us off.
My number 5 is once again a kill that is not particularly brutal, but is so well set up that even now when I rewatch this movie and I know it's coming, I still jump when it happens. And that is The Exorcist 3 and the nurse in the hallway. It's a very iconic scene from that movie, probably the most iconic scene from that movie, and apparently they're going to be recreating it on this season of the TV show, where it's just this long format, single shot of a hallway with a nurse going from room to room, checking on patients. It's nighttime, the hospital's mostly shut down. She's doing her thing. There's not even music. It's just quiet. And she's doing stuff, but it builds this tension with the fact that nothing is happening. And then as she checks her last room, she turns to go down the other hallway, and someone wrapped in a sheet with a pair of fucking rib shears just comes out from one of the rooms and fucking lops her head off. And you don't see the head actually get lopped off. But it's so startling when it happens. It's if you want to see the fucking textbook way of setting up a kill in a movie, that is it.
That's your Reanimator, Exorcist 3.
It is. It's my movie that keeps coming back up. Yeah.
And I've never seen it.
Really?
And you've told me so many times.
Dude, Fabio was in it. You gotta see it.
I'm sold. Yeah, I gotta check it out.
Yeah.
That's a new segment idea, man. Maybe we should do a segment idea where there's something that we both, like something I love that you've never seen, and I keep talking about it, and you say you're gonna see it. We can actually assign it to each other.
Yeah,
so
and
it's like
you're like, watch it.
You're gonna go see this movie,
Yeah.
and I'm like, you're gonna go see this movie. Or
like
2
that.
movies. You know what I mean?
I like that, yeah.
So we could do like not a good and bad, but just have enough to talk about. But
Right.
yeah, we should try that out.
Yeah.
All right. That was your number 5, Exorcist 3. Mine, very similar in the fact that it's not the actual kill. It's just an iconic scene to me. And one of the first... Night of the Demons is the first movie I ever remember seeing.
Yeah.
This is a different movie, and it's one of the first parts of a horror movie I remember. I just remembered this scene with this strange black man in an outhouse talking about too many damn enchiladas. Oh, those damn enchiladas. Taking a shit and singing back and forth with his girlfriend who's trying to scare him. Ooh, baby. Ooh, baby.
I watched it 2 weeks ago when I was sick.
You did?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, the too many damn enchiladas killing scene of Demon in Friday the 13th Part 5, A New Beginning. I love that scene.
Too many damn enchiladas.
It still holds up to me, too, because I remember that from, like, when I was probably, like, 4 years old or something.
Yeah.
Came out the year I was born. 85.
Yeah. I was already 5. Shit. I was in kindergarten.
You're old.
I am. I feel it. All right, number 4. It's a movie that I'm quite fond of. I've talked about it quite a bit on this show. And it's another one that's polarizing. Some people think it's really fucking stupid. I really like it. and that is 13 Ghosts Did the Lawyer Split.
Yeah.
That's a great kill.
That's pretty
Two
sweet.
fucking glass doors, bisect him right down the center.
That's really weird because it just came up in my little JD shovel.
It was prescient. Yeah.
Yeah.
It was absolutely. Yeah. You
Well,
must
I
have seen it
can't
coming.
understand you. What did you say? President?
It was president. Yeah. It was a great kill.
But what he means by that is it was tremendous.
It was tremendous. It was huge.
People tell me that it was great.
All the time. People tell me all the time that seeing the lawyer get cut in half. Because it's just, the doors fucking close on him, and he has this oh shit moment where he's still alive, and he realizes what happens, and you're kind of thinking, did that just happen? And then his tie falls off. And then his body just fucking perfectly splits right down the middle.
This is so crazy because we're in line with each other. My number 5, your number 5, setups, iconic scenes.
Yeah.
Not necessarily the kill. Same thing with my number 4. Is a strange-looking little man in a room. You don't know why he's there. You don't know what the fuck is happening. You just know that this is someplace other than like normal Earth or some future thing.
I know where you're going with
the
this.
opening scene of Q.
Fuck yeah.
The same exact thing.
Yeah.
You don't know what happened, and then his body falls apart into cubes. See what they did there?
Yeah.
Giant wire slicing thing comes down, and he starts falling apart. It's so fucking great.
Yeah, great.
Great practical effects,
Yeah.
and out of nowhere. And yeah, it's the same exact kind of scene we're talking about.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, great kill. It really set the tone for the movie, too.
I wanna stand with you on a mountain. I wanna run with you in the sea.
All right. Now that I'm uncomfortable.
Eye contact the whole time.
Yeah, that's right. Pants slowly sliding down to your ankles. My number 3 is a scene that traumatized me when I saw it as a kid. And if you go back and watch it now, it's still so well done for all of its ridiculousness. And it may be my favorite kill in the entire franchise of these movies. And that's Nightmare on Elm Street Part 4, The Dream Master, Debbie's Cockroach Metamorphosis.
Yeah, it's pretty fucking crazy,
Yeah.
and it's funny.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
That's when Freddy started to kind of almost jump the shark in the ridiculousness of the kills,
Yeah.
It's all about one-liners.
Yeah. Yeah. It's where he... I actually listen... There's a podcast that I listen to called Stuff to Blow Your Mind, where they did a whole episode about, like, the spectrum of monstrous to cuteness and, like, where it crosses over, and they kept coming back to Freddy Krueger as, like, a reference and talking about, like, why people are geared towards eventually making the monsters cute. Like, the little fucking plushy, Jason Voorhees or...
Plushy child molester Freddy's.
Yeah, exactly. Michelle has one sitting on her dresser right now.
we didn't even have a rating system for our Morties. So that's what it was. Retroactively, when you listen to that, just remember in your brain that those rating systems were cute child molesters.
Adorable child molesters.
Adorable
pedophiles.
Adorable pedophile plushies.
Yeah, that kill is so very well done. The special effects are still hold up. I actually went back and watched it while I was making this list just to make sure that it was as good as I remember it in my mind. And it's the point where her arms snap. That shit is sick.
It's a beanie that will fuck your baby. All right, I'm digressing here.
On the show, no.
A little bit of a tangent, but not so much. But we're going under time though, so that's okay.
Yeah.
So number 3. My number 3 comes from a movie that is iconic in its... It's a good movie, but it's not great. I wouldn't rate it a 10 or anything, but being of a certain age that we are, this movie was like, ooh, you're not supposed to watch that. And that's Cannibal Holocaust.
Yeah.
The stone dildo fucking and head bashing scene where he grabs that stone dildo, starts fucking her with it, beats her on the head, and throws her in the lake.
Yeah.
It looks real.
It does.
It looks so fucking real that I'm not convinced that it's not.
Yeah.
So, who knows?
Yeah.
Even Tom Cruise reported this movie or something.
Yeah.
Who was it, Tom Cruise, or who was it? Charlie Sheen.
Yeah, Charlie Sheen reported American Guinea Pig.
American Guinea Pig.
Yeah. But yeah, the FBI actually looked into that, and the director had to reproduce those actors.
Yeah.
And be like, here are the people.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was a fucking hard scene.
Yeah. And I hate the animal shit in that movie.
Yeah.
I can never rewatch it for that reason,
Yeah.
you know. But
Well, I mean,
as a kid,
this probably doesn't mean much to you as a vegetarian, but you know, when they butchered those animals in that movie, they ate them afterwards. So it wasn't like they were wasting it. I mean, as a vegetarian, that doesn't.
I
mean
just
much
don't
to
like
you,
seeing
but...
animal cruelty on film. You know, it's one thing if like a dog gets shot in a movie, it's fake. But when they're actually killing animals on camera, I don't really like that.
Right.
You know? That's the ultimate practical effect, I guess. But then let's just kill our people on camera too. Then
Right.
Let's make every horror movie a snuff film.
Hey, you know, there are some actors that I think that wouldn't be so bad.
Yeah, but that scene, it really stuck with me. And I had Cannibal Holocaust on VHS when I was in 7th grade.
Wow.
So that was about the time that I was deep. I had an eBay business when I was like in 8th grade, like a tape trade underground band movie, and it was called Punk Horror Video. And I can't find it. I never took it down, but maybe things expire, like Angel Fire or GeoCities or whatever I had it on.
Right.
And I can't find it anywhere, but it's called Punk Horror Video, and I would have like 8th generation 1981 Misfits, you know, footage or something like that, just punk band VHS copy to a copy, which I would send to people, or I would have like movies like that to where you couldn't even get them.
Yeah. Yeah, I used to do stuff like that. It wasn't a business, but I would do tape trades.
It ended
in the
when
90s.
my mom got kicked off of eBay. And that was the end of my Punk Horror Video.
Aw, sad story. All right, so we're at number 2 now.
Number 2.
This scene is probably one of the most iconic kills in all of horror. And what makes it good is not just the fact that it's a good kill and that it's shocking and that no one had ever seen it before the time that it happened, but the fact that the director, who I just talked shit about earlier on this show, but this was when he was still brilliant, only he and the actor knew, and the special effects guy knew what was going on, so that the horror reaction of the people surrounding watching it happen was all genuine, and that is the very first chest burster in Alien.
Yeah, awesome. Iconic.
The pure, raw fucking shock on everyone's face.
You know, the thing is, though, it doesn't hold up, because I showed that to my kids, and they all fucking laughed.
Yeah?
My little kids. My youngest, Annabelle, is only in 1st grade. And she laughed.
Huh.
She thought it was funny, the puppet. Like, it's, you know, when it scampers off. They
Yeah.
that's when they laugh. When it first busted
Yeah,
chest,
it was silly.
they were
there,
like, oh,
yeah.
wow. But my kids couldn't even get through Alien. They all fell asleep. All of them.
Huh.
Even David. Blu-ray Alien.
Yeah.
I got the Blu-ray. It was the director's cut. That's probably where I made my mistake, because the actual cut is better than the director's cut.
Right, yeah, the director's cut is too long.
But I got that, and I'd never seen it before, so I watched the director's cut. They fell asleep, but when that chest burster came out, they were like, oh. And then when it scampered off, and it's obviously just like on a string getting pulled or whatever, they all laughed.
Yeah, that part was silly.
They all started cracking up.
Yeah.
So it doesn't hold up in the fact of the practicality of the effect, but
The initial
it's
burst.
not iconic. Yeah,
the
great.
initial burst is fantastic. I mean, yeah, it looks like a dick coming out of the guy's chest, but maybe that makes it better.
Maybe that's why you love it so much.
Maybe. Dick chest.
Dick Chesley. Sounds like a gay porn 80s professional.
Or like
wrestler.
a hermaphrodite porn star who has a dick and boobs. Dick Chesley.
80s gay porn star gimmick, Dick Chesley. He's going to make you submit one way or the other.
Make it happen. First I'm going to pin you, then I'm going to fuck you.
All right, my number 2 is from the first ever good movie of the week we had in episode 1. Our first ever good bad movie, or did we do good and bad movie?
Not on episode 1. I think we didn't bring that until 2 or 3.
It was just a couple movies, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, but from the first ever episode of Post Mortem, there's a scene in Bone Tomahawk.
Yeah.
With Kurt Russell. Great movie. It's like the horror Tombstone. It's amazing. And there's a scene where someone gets scalped, spiked. His own scalp gets shoved in his mouth and then hammered in with like a railroad kind of spike through his face.
Yeah.
And then they hold him and bisect him dick first vertically in half, kind of similar to your lawyer.
Yeah.
But it's more of like a sawing motion, and then they throw the shit at the ground and stuff, and incredibly brutal.
Fucking graphic.
Very well done. Practical effects. Amazing effect.
And up until that point, there wasn't a whole lot of immediate violence on the screen.
That was
there were some gunfights. But
it's the biggest thing in the
Yeah,
movie,
yeah.
definitely. And it's very brutal. People have to watch it happen. Fucking savages.
Yeah.
I'm going to kill him. Don't worry, I'm going to get him for you.
The troglodytes.
As he's sitting there dying, and Bone Tomahawk. Great movie. Still on Netflix, you guys. Check it out if you've avoided it. You know, if you're not into Western aspect or whatever. I love Tombstone. I'm not a big Western guy, but I love Tombstone. I love me some fucking Wyatt Earp. And this is basically Tombstone. Same character, different name.
Yeah.
But horror.
Yeah, for sure.
And the troglodytes.
Great ensemble cast, you know, all the things that are good about Westerns and horror all fucking mixed into one. Very good
I'm going to
movie.
rewatch that soon. Because I haven't seen it since the beginning of the show. Great fucking... But I saw the scene, though.
Yeah.
I looked it up.
Yeah.
Check it out on YouTube. If you're not sold on the movie, check out that scene. Man, it'll change you.
It'll make you feel like you've seen some shit. All right, we're down to the number one. Though I have a 0, my number one, not the greatest movie. A lot of people think it's shit. I still enjoy it even though it's not the greatest movie. But I fucking love this kill. And that is Jason X and the slushy face.
Yeah.
That
I know you love
is
that.
such a fucking good kill.
It is.
Just, you know, he wakes up and he's getting this autopsy performed on him. And he wakes up and he just fucking grabs this chick by the hair. And it's Kane Hodder in his last time playing Jason. You know, and he's just so fucking, he manhandles her. You know, he's got her by the hair and the tit. And he fucking slams her face into the liquid nitrogen. And she screams, stop. And he pulls her out and her face is frozen. He fucking slams it on the table and it just fucking ices.
Yeah.
Oh, it's so good.
Great fucking kill. Bad movie, but great kill.
Yeah.
And I'm not opposed to things being in space. In fact, I was actually going to suggest maybe next week
We do Post Mortem in space.
we do Post Mortem in space. Space horror movies.
Okay.
So, you got that looking forward to.
Yeah.
That might be on your list. I don't know. We'll see. There's quite a lot of good space horror.
I love me some space horror. That might actually be my favorite subgenre of horror.
I think, to me, like, I put space horror and aquatic horror, like, on par with each other.
Yeah.
Because it's going to, like, unknown territory.
Where it's like a hostile environment.
You can't breathe. You have to have some kind of apparatus. It's a hostile environment. People don't know what's in there. It's foreign.
A dark
And when
expanse,
something goes
yeah.
wrong and you're trapped underwater or in space, just that level of isolation, and you're fucked.
Yeah,
you know,
absolutely.
it's terrifying.
Yeah.
So it definitely works for me. So I love me some space horror, and that's a great kill. So I commend you on your number one. You might not commend me on my number one because long since banned. The often talked about, ever so banned Reanimator.
It's the 100th episode. You can talk about it.
There's a scene where Dr. Hill is blackmailing the brilliant scientist Herbert West. And he can't give up his discovery, cannot let Dr. Hill take credit, so he chops his head in half with a shovel.
Yes, he does.
And it looks amazing.
It does.
It holds up. The practical effects hold up. You can cut. You can use camera cuts. It still works. It's still okay. You don't have to CGI and show everything.
Yeah.
Use the fucking cut.
Yeah.
You know, it looks better than CGIing it, and obviously it's a cartoon. But I love that scene. And then, you're just a fucking talking head. Get a job in a sideshow. You freak. You know,
Yeah.
just the play on words, you know, since he's a headless zombie for the rest, with Jeffrey Combs and just Dr. Carl Hill. So satisfying when he dies.
Yeah,
I
he's such
hate
a
that
dick.
motherfucker.
Yeah.
I hate him. I look at him and I hate him. Before he even spoke. Just, he's got that face.
He's got a hateable
You
face.
can tell he's a fucking asshole.
Yeah.
And he is. He's got a crush on Dean Halsey's daughter. Come on, he's a creep.
Yeah.
You know?
It's got it. You know, I know it's your favorite horror movie, and it is. It's just a fucking brilliant movie.
It
You
is.
know,
It's great.
It will hold up forever.
And I like the sequels, too.
Mm-hmm.
Number 2, batshit craziness. Number 3, really good movie, especially for being dead for so long.
Yeah.
Number 2 came kind of soon after number 1, you know.
Yeah.
Number 3, it's like, oh, fuck, they're bringing it back. Oh, And I was thinking almost at the time, keep your fucking filthy hands off my reanimator. Like, they're going to fuck it up.
Yeah.
You know, because I thought it was going to be less of a budget. That warden and the fucking rat.
Yeah. But
that's episode 1.
It started so good, though, with the dude coming into the house and having no lower face.
And drinking milk.
Trying to drink the milk. So good.
Yeah. And the hippie who injected himself with the stuff.
Speedball or whatever his name was.
Speedball, yeah. Great fucking movies. I love Reanimator. Got a massive Reanimator tattoo.
Reanimate your feet.
Kind of looks like... Kind of the face. Kind of looks like Kim Jong-un, though. Doesn't it? A little bit.
He's the Unimator.
Yeah. We have a nuclear bomb.
All right. I got a 0 before we go into honorable mentions, which I actually have many this time.
Oh, wow. I don't have as many.
Usually I try to keep it to 5, but there are some that I just couldn't leave behind. But my number 0, I believe, is the greatest kill in all of cinema. It is drawn out. It is brutal. It is gut-wrenchingly fucked up. It was made on a micro budget and looks fucking real, and that is the ritual sacrifice of the teen porn star in Regurgitated Sacrifice.
Yeah.
Ultimate fucking kill.
Really good.
You know, the level of special effects expertise that went into that.
With all the practical effects. And we can't
CG.
talk enough about it.
Yeah.
I love the Vomit Gore trilogy. I love VG4, as you say, Black Mass of the Nazi Sex Wizard. I love everything Lucifer Valentine does, but to me, Regurgitated Sacrifice will always take the cake.
It is his.
It's like his
magnum opus.
Yes,
yeah. You know, I'm interested to see what he does now that he's kind of processing the death of Amira LeVay. Yeah. Rest in peace.
I feel so bad for him. He's such a cool guy.
Yeah.
You know, in our interactions with him, he supported the show. He shared our shit.
Yeah,
he said, we're the ones who get it. Yeah. Like, we get it. You know, our reviews and when we break down the psychology of his movies and stuff. More so you than me. I'm more the one who doesn't understand it and just likes to see girls puking on each other.
Right. But, you know, there's so much more to it than that. And that scene, man, it never, ever gets easier to watch.
Yeah.
You know, even after watching the making of and seeing the actress holding the prosthetic severed head and how much it still looks like her, you know, it's so well done.
Yeah, really fucking good. All right, honorable mentions. So I'll start us off.
All right.
Friday the 13th, Jason Takes Manhattan, the boxer head punching scene.
Great scene.
Not a good movie?
Nope.
Great scene.
Yeah.
The head explosion Scanners.
Yes.
Gotta be iconic. So great.
Did you know that there's multiple Scanners movies and then there was an offshoot called Scanner Cop?
I don't know about Scanner Cop, but I know about the sequels.
Yeah, I didn't know
that.
I didn't even know that there were sequels.
Yeah,
but
yeah,
I'm kind of curious about the Scanner Cop thing.
The steam head explosion in Big Trouble in Little China. The head and the stairs in High Tension.
Absolutely.
The dresser, so good.
Yeah.
Jesus wept.
Rip.
Frank getting completely ripped apart by hooks in Hellraiser. It is like the crescendo of that film.
Absolutely.
And so great. What a deserving piece of shit to die, huh?
Yeah.
Come to daddy.
Terrible, terrible character.
Come to daddy. The death of the Toddster via bong in Terra Firma.
Yes.
Toddster! Man, why bong? Naked guy getting stabbed in the head with a broken bong as his special effects reel plays. The toxic moonshine in 2001 Maniacs.
Yeah.
It kind of rots away like that.
Yeah, fucks him up.
And she has that horrible laugh the whole time. It's just like iconic in its cheesiness. Like that movie should have been made in the 80s the way it's made. And I love it.
It's a great movie.
The ending of Creep. I love Creep.
Yeah.
The ending.
Yeah.
The axe.
Yeah, axe to the head,
Yeah, very fucking good. I don't want to spoil it because
Peach Fuzz.
I feel like not a lot of people have seen it, but Peach Fuzz is my man. The lady Bathory scene in Hostel 2.
Yeah.
She cuts her throat. The girl from Welcome to the Dollhouse, never wanted to see her boobs.
Yet you did.
Yet I did, and I'm kind of glad.
Yeah.
And that sweet rain all over those beautiful breasts. And the bath castration, and I spit on your grave.
Nice.
What did you do? Good stuff.
Is that it for you?
That's it for my honorable mentions. I could have went with a lot more, but I kind of wanted to keep it concise, because I think we can come back to this always.
Yeah. I knocked a couple off because you mentioned them, so those that you have not mentioned. Ghost Ship. The
Yeah.
whole dance floor is cut in half.
It's kind of in line with our number 4s, you know, with Cube and everything.
Yeah.
You know, out of nowhere,
yeah.
slowly
Shocking.
falling. Yeah.
Yeah. Not a good movie. but
Horrible
a
movie, good
Great
scene.
opening scene, yeah. Leatherface's first appearance in Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Swift, brutal, popping out of the door, fucking hitting the dude over the hammer, dragging him back and slamming the door.
Yeah.
Good shit.
Good stuff.
The chainsaw toss in American Psycho.
Yeah, that's good stuff.
Perfectly set up, so stupid, but, you know, fun.
Wait a second, we're not done here. And he pulls out the hanger. What did he do with the hanger?
Yeah, you know.
Trying to abort their fetuses that they didn't have, or what?
Yeah, fucking, you know, giving them a little
And
bit
then
of
they're all bloody and they're all...
anal cleaning.
Yeah, something like that.
So,
2 girls, 1 hanger.
put it on the stove for like 35, 45 minutes, take that shit off, and stick it slow in your ass like... The Cabin in the Woods, the motorcycle jump.
Yeah, that's pretty funny.
That scene made me pop so hard in theater. I was unsure about the movie until that scene happened.
I would have went with the mermaid.
No, the mermaid was also a very, very good scene, but that first motorcycle kill, like, they're not going to do it. They're not going to do it. They fucking did.
Yeah.
and you know, they set it up like it's going to be this big heroic thing, and then just boom, scrape.
Yeah,
So
pretty
good. The Lawnmower Massacre and Dead Alive.
I didn't put that on the list only because it's not a kill because they're already dead.
Yeah, that's
I didn't
true.
put anything zombie related.
Yeah, that's a good call.
Or even demons. These are people dying in all of mine.
Henry, Portrait of a Serial Killer. Death by TV.
Yeah.
Otis, plug it in. One of those scenes that just lasts too long. It makes you feel very uncomfortable. And my last one is from a movie that I don't believe you've seen yet that I gave to you, was the 9 Inch Nails Broken movie.
Maybe it could be on our future segment where we sign each other movies. That's
The-
my first 2, Exorcist 3 and Broken.
I'll just...
I still have it.
Yeah?
Don't know why I haven't watched it. Never think about it. That's why.
I'm just going to call this the chainsaw fuck scene. And leave it at that. Either you've seen it or you haven't. And if you haven't, Google 9 Inch Nails Broken film.
All right, that's it for the top 5 kills.
Yeah.
That's about it for episode 100, our 100th episode extravaganza.
And yet we're still not done.
We're not.
Because we have a bonus track.
We have a bonus track.
It's
But
like
we
when
are...
you would get a CD in the 90s and it would play the 16 songs and then it would skip to track 99.
Yeah.
And you'd get some weird shit. We've got some weird shit for you.
We do. And the thing is, we're going to end this episode normally because we're going to give you the bonus content just like it will come to you every month if you subscribe to our Patreon, which we really hope a lot of you guys reach out to us. You know, $1 a month, it's not going to make a difference in your lives, but it will make a difference in the quality of the show and in our lives.
Absolutely. Yeah, and that Patreon's going to be going live with episode 101. We still got to put some spit and polish on it, but it will be ready by our next episode. Until then, enjoy what we are about to give you for free this time.
Enjoy the free content, and then, like we said, there will be multiple things you'll get every month. So check it out. Just spend the time of checking out the Patreon once it goes live. That's all we can ask.
Yeah.
And thank you guys so much for listening to 100 episodes of Post Mortem.
Triple fucking digits.
I'm getting a little emotional here.
Yeah.
You know, think about all the things that have been here.
Yeah.
You know, all the things we've talked about.
All the
Biff,
great guests we've had.
Doug Jones, our devoted... I want to give a couple shout-outs to some devoted listeners who write us a lot.
Yeah.
And that is Antoine.
Absolutely.
Our number one.
Yeah.
You're my boo.
That's right.
You're my boo. You're my bae,
My
Antoine.
bae.
You're my bae. Eileen, great. Love you, Eileen. There's so many listeners. I don't want to leave
Ken.
anyone... Ken? Yeah. I don't want to leave anyone out. But, yeah, keep listening. We appreciate your support.
That's right.
So.
Like they used to say on the Bartles and James commercials, thank you for your support.
Yep.
All right. So I guess for now, as H.P. Lovecraft once said, as he went to Toys R Us and walked down the aisles and picked out his favorite soft, cuddly, adorable pedophile plushie. If it smells like fish, throw the fucker back. Yak.
Warning. Warning. This program may contain material of an explicit or graphic nature. Viewer discretion is advised.
Broadcasting undead from the B Ward, this is the Post Mortem Show, 100th episode, Espectacular.
Extravaganza!
I'm Dom.
And I'm JD. And today, we're going to bring you our 2017 Morty Awards.
That's right, the 5 best and 5 worst movies of 2017.
Oh, yes. And there was some, that's for sure.
That's right.
It was a pretty good year for horror.
And a pretty bad year.
On a pretty bad year. So, like every coin is two-sided. There's a yin and a yang.
Every rose
Such
has
is
its
the
thorn.
duality of man.
Like every night has its dawn. Like every cowboy sings a sad, sad song. Every 2017 has its... You'll find out later in the show.
Terrible movie.
Broadcasting undead from the B Ward, this is Post Mortem Off Topic. I'm Dom.
And I'm JD. And
So-
it's the first one.
Yeah. This is this is a little concept that we have for our Patreon patrons. We appreciate you for whoever you are. We want to give you some extra content, and one of the ideas that I had that JD was all about is that we do little mini episodes about things that we normally might touch on Postmortem, but really wouldn't go into detail on. You know, things that interest us outside of the realm of horror movies. So, you know, I might talk about some occult shit or aliens or, you know, something like that. JD might talk about serial killers or you know, fucking hockey fights or, you know, whatever. You know,
Just a different topic.
yeah. Learn you something.
Yeah. Dom's going to learn, and also, in addition to us teaching you about something, we're going to teach each other.
Yeah.
This first episode, Dom did all the research.
Yep.
I'm just going to kind of listen.
Yeah, we're going to try
We'll
to
kind
do
of pipe
these
in here and there.
every couple of weeks, and we'll take turns doing them. I'll start this, and then JD will do the next one on whatever he wants to do it about. You know, and Postmortem, as you know, if you're a listener, is a horror podcast that deals with horror themes. These won't always be horror themes, but because we are who we are, it'll probably end up going there anyway. Basically, it's just an excuse to talk about some other shit that we think is cool and make more dick jokes for you guys.
Yep.
So
Because that's really what this is all about.
Yeah.
Is Doug Jones, H.P. Lovecraft, and Biff.
yeah, who is in the studio with us right now?
And he'll always be here. And in addition to, if you're a patron, in addition to getting Postmortem off topic, you'll also get occasionally some creepypastas, something like that. You'll get candid pictures of Biff.
Yeah, compromising if you will.
Compromising pictures of Biff. And maybe us.
Yeah, who knows?
Music, all kinds of stuff.
Yeah,
We've got videos planned. We have all kinds of stuff planned.
Whatever weird shit we come up with, we're going to throw it on there, and you're going to like it. And if you don't like it, you'll learn to like it.
You'll learn to like it. Keep donating.
Yes.
To the Patreon.
we guarantee you that 3 out of 7 things will be awesome.
Yes. Indeed.
And the rest of it will be awesome to a very narrow group of people. And that narrow group of people being us.
And without further ado, the first ever Postmortem off topic.
Sound effects.
Sound effect is not the Postmortem off topic. You're supposed to say the name or what we're going to talk about.
I thought you were going to just play a sound effect for them.
That was my drum roll.
Oh, okay.
Insert drum roll sound effect.
Off topic.
You're not supposed to say off topic. You're supposed to say the name of the person.
Oh.
The first ever Postmortem off topic is
Alessandro Cagliostro.
all right.
All right. Now we got
I'm leaving all of that in there.
Yeah, absolutely. It's Phil's time, goddammit.
You gotta donate because this is behind the scenes right here.
That's right. You get the real raw shit. So the reason I chose Cagliostro is because he not only because he's a very influential historical figure and a cult figure and someone who has really left his mark on society, but also because I'm related to him.
What?
Yeah, I'm totally related to this guy.
I saw the name,
Yeah.
like the original. Really?
Yeah, he's like a distant cousin of mine. And like if you look at a picture of him and you look at me like shaved, like we look very similar.
No, because I think he looks like Aleister Crowley.
Aleister Crowley believed that he was a reincarnation of this guy.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah, I'll get into that. But yeah, I'm totally related to this guy.
I can't wait for this.
Yeah.
I'm excited too.
I'm excited.
I'm waiting with bated breaths.
Baited. is that when you put fish hooks through your nipples?
Pretty much.
So
I
yeah,
put the gummy worms at the end.
Because you're vegetarian, right? So for those of you who know me as Dom, my actual full name is Dominic Balsamo, so now you can stalk me on Facebook or whatever. That's this dude's name too. Count Alessandro di Cagliostro was born Giuseppe Balsamo, June 2nd, 1743, in Albergeria, the old Jewish quarter of Palermo, Sicily. Though born to a poor family...
Dom, you're a Jew.
I am, actually. Most of them were killed in the Holocaust, but, you know...
That was very inappropriate.
He was actually Catholic in the beginning, and then he got kicked out. But yeah, he was born to a poor family, but his grandfather and his uncles saw to his education and had him trained by a private tutor, and he eventually became a member of the Catholic Order of St. John of God, which is a philanthropic organization that carried out health and social services throughout Europe.
I thought that he was Jewish, though.
No, he was born in a Jewish city.
Oh,
but he was Catholic.
I had a whole plan, you know, when you said he's Jewish, and you said that you were Jewish, too. I was going to say, you know, you heard of Hasidic, you know, Dom with all his metaphysical beliefs and things. He's the first ever Hasidic Jew.
That's right, because I do a lot of acid too.
And you ruined it all. You have a pretty mean beard, though. So.
I do. And I fucked up my mustache when I was shaving, so I had to cut it off. So I've kind of just got the beard going right now. I cut off like a side of the mustache.
So you're just going full Amish.
And then I cut off the other side of the mustache to make it even, and realized I had like a Hitler mustache going. I'm like, I can't do that. So yeah, Michelle looked at me and was like, "What happened to your mustache?" And I said, "I got the Amish fever."
You said you wanted to. It's sexually transmitted.
That's right.
Anyways, back to Cagliostro.
Yes. So this St. John of God organization is a philanthropic organization run by the Catholic Church, and it's where he learned chemistry and early biology. Basically, like if you were poor but Catholic and you wanted to learn medicine, this was pretty much the only way you could do it. And these skills ended up serving him for the remainder of his life.
Catholic people believe in medicine?
Yeah.
I thought it was basically like, hey, if it's God's will.
That's Christian Science.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Catholics are cool with medicine.
Oh, okay.
And they're not cool with a lot of other things. I mean, they're cool with child molesting, too.
But, yeah. Child molesting, medicine, good to go.
They're down.
Anything else, no.
Yeah, so you know, if you've got a headache or you need to fuck a little boy, go to the Catholic Church. One may
That's a very strange Advil commercial.
Little, yellow, different.
Little, yellow, different. Nambla presents Advil.
So in 1764, when Balsamo was 21, he convinced Vincenzo Morano, a wealthy goldsmith, that there was a hidden treasure buried beneath Mount Pellegrino, which was guarded by evil spirits, and that Balsamo's occult knowledge would protect them if they decided to go hunt for it. Balsamo requested 70 pieces of silver from Morano in advance, which was paid, and when it came time for them to dig up the treasure, Balsamo attacked Morano and left him bleeding. Morano survived the attack, but never sought legal recourse because he believed that Balsamo attacked him because he was possessed by jinns.
Well, possessed by jinns, and also, you know, Pellegrino, that's a very fine water.
Yeah.
So, you know, maybe that was the treasure.
Obviously, that was it, yeah.
Or named after it.
Yeah, it was. Sparkling
it's
treasure. It's
like, did the chicken come first? Did the egg? I don't know. Yeah. I'm asking.
So the silver that Balsamo was paid in advance allowed him to leave Sicily and begin his world travels. First he went to Malta, worked as a military pharmacist, then moved to Rome in 1768 and got a job as secretary to Cardinal Orsini. He soon became bored with this work and started a side business selling bogus occult trinkets like quote-unquote Egyptian amulets and knockoff engravings made from pasted-on boards that were painted over to look like old works of arcane art. During this time, he caroused with conmen, prostitutes, and other unsavory types, where he learned many of the additional skills that would serve him throughout his life. And it was in Rome that he met and married a 17-year-old girl named Serafina Feliciani. He quickly fell out of favor with her religious family. They kicked him out, and they struck out on their own.
He pretty much sounds like he could be your family.
Yeah. Straight up.
Occult trinkets.
Yeah.
17-year-old girls.
Yeah. Straight up. That's how I roll.
You said straight up.
Yeah, straight up. That's me. Fucking bogus occult trinkets. Fucking pasting paper together and banging 17-year-old chicks. Yeah, that's how we roll in this family.
This was allegedly.
A
quick disclaimer: nothing we say in postmortem off topic. If you are a law enforcement agency of any kind, you cannot be a patron.
Fuck the police.
If you have donated, we appreciate your patronage. Do not cancel your subscription, but you're not allowed to listen to this.
Right? Yeah.
You are barred. That's a legal term. Barred.
Yeah.
Look it up.
They'll know
Look
what
it up.
means. Yeah.
Read a fucking book, pig.
This was a different time, though. Like, people were getting married at like 14, 15 at this time. So, like, a 21-year-old dude marrying a 17-year-old chick in fucking 1768, like, you only live to be 30 most of the time anyway. So, she was probably, like, a little old.
17's a little old for marriage.
Yeah. While striking out on his own, he befriended Agliata, a professional forger and con artist, and he taught Balsamo how to forge letters and official documents in exchange for sexual favors from Serafina. So, things were a little bit different back then. You could marry a 17-year-old girl and then pimp her out to learn how to forge documents.
That's called the Balsamo effect.
That's actually how I was conceived.
The Balsamo effect. It's not the butterfly effect.
Yeah.
It's not the trigger effect.
Nope. Yeah, just pimping teenage
effect.
girls. That's how it goes.
So you pimp your teenage wife out to learn the tricks of the trade.
The tricks of the trade. Trading tricks for tricks.
Tricks for tricks.
And as they say, tricks are for kids.
Oh my god. It's a good thing there's a paywall up for this. Oh wait, this is the first one we're giving away for free.
Yeah.
Oh, damn it.
So, after he finished his training, he and his wife moved to London, and there, under a number of assumed names, including Count Alessandro Cagliostro, the name under which he would become infamous, Balsamo worked as a physician, using forged documents to convince his patients of his training. And it turned out that he had a knack for medicine, meaning he didn't kill every single patient that he had. And he became a rather famous doctor. He and his wife traveled through Russia, Poland, Germany, and France. And while in France, he worked as personal physician to Benjamin Franklin during his stay in Paris.
Hey,
so,
Hey, you know how we treat this? Bring the leeches.
Bring the leeches.
Bring the leeches.
Hey, I'm a doctor. Bring the leeches.
Bring the leeches. Hey, you did not die, buddy, right?
Hey.
I gave you leeches. I give you pizza pie. That's incredibly racist.
It is, but I'm Italian, so I'm saying it's okay.
I don't know what I am. I'm a mutt.
Yeah.
My grandfather was adopted.
Yeah.
I don't know what I am. I'm going to send that DNA test in.
Yeah.
You can send it in. They'll tell you what you are.
Yeah.
It's going to come back. It's going to say, asshole.
Why is Biff my dad?
Did Biff reveal some time travel plans?
I've been watching you as an adult son, and I'm proud of you. So, this is an interesting time in the 1700s where a dude can come from poverty, have a basic level of training, forge some documents, and be a fucking doctor. Yeah. Like, that's dangerous as fuck, but it's also...
That's the way it goes.
Maybe that's why, it's good to have things like review boards every once in a while. Because he lucked out that he didn't horribly fucking kill anyone. I'm going to say it was probably fucking like 70% dumb luck that he didn't kill people.
If I tell you I'm a doctor, I'm a fucking doctor.
Yeah.
Right?
If I tell you I'm a doctor,
I rode that happy bus all the way to school. Learned the reading rainbow. I got my credentials. Thank you very much.
got my fucking MD from the University of Burton, LeVar Burton.
I have a CA.
Yeah?
Yeah. It's not a BA, it's not an AA, it's a CA.
Yeah.
It's a little bit better. Look it up.
Yeah.
Go to school.
All right.
You should learn about what a CA is.
Yeah. I'll learn. So in 1776, Balsamo, now under the name Joseph Cagliostro, became a Freemason, undergoing his rites at the Esperance Lodge in Soho, London. A year later, he started to develop his own spin on Freemasonry, which focused on alchemy and spiritism, which he called the Egyptian Rite. He and Serafina traveled to Germany and Russia to find converts to his new order, earning favor with, and sometimes the ire of, artists, poets, and political figures. In October of 1784, he moved to Lyon, France, and that Christmas Eve he founded the Masonic Mother Lodge of La Sagesse Triomphante, refining his Egyptian Freemasonry into the Rite of Mizraim, which kind of still exists today. It's controversial within Freemason circles because it started to get politically active, and Freemasons aren't supposed to do that. I am actually also a Freemason. I was initiated in, I think, like 2003, 2004, and got my third degree Master Mason thing. When I got that, that's where I started doing research into other rites of Freemasonry, because what I found was when I got involved in it, it wasn't as esoteric as it's cracked up to be. Like,
You know what? It's interesting you bring that up because I also am a member of Ancient Fraternal Brotherhood.
yeah,
Yes. I have many other members of people you may or may not know, such as Mo Sislak, Barney Gumble,
yeah,
and my fraternity is called the Stonecutters.
Stonecutters.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Have you heard of us?
yeah. I've heard of you. I've heard of you guys. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. You guys are legit.
We are.
Yeah. So
Who keeps the Martians under wraps? We do.
we do.
We do!
Yeah, going into this and starting to like study trying to find the more esoteric information about Freemasonry. There's not a lot of it there. Like, I'd go to these meetings with these guys and I'd start talking about obscure occult shit, and they'd all look at me like I was an alien. So I started digging deeper, and I found about this Egyptian rite of Freemasonry and how they've like actively tried to discredit it now because it's too weird. So in 1785, Balsamo, now officially Cagliostro, living under that name, was implicated in the affair of the diamond necklace. In this matter, French Queen Marie Antoinette's reputation was ruined by somewhat substantiated rumors that she had participated in a crime to defraud the crown jewelers of the cost of a very expensive diamond necklace. This incident was significant because it was one of the events that led to the French populace's disillusionment with the monarchy and precipitated the French Revolution.
Off with their head.
That's right. So the implications against Cagliostro in this matter are not completely clear, and he was ultimately acquitted of any crimes after spending 9 months in the Bastille. It seems more likely that the monarchy was trying to use him as a scapegoat or a patsy, but couldn't mount any evidence against him. And despite him being acquitted of any wrongdoing, Louis XVI banished Cagliostro from France on the grounds that he was a Freemason, and the organization was at odds with the French government, which I'll get into in a little bit later. And with that, he departed to England, where he continued his work as a physician while peddling his esoteric version of Freemasonry. Throughout his life, he was considered a glamorous yet shadowy public figure, sort of a rock star of his time before there were rock stars. Articles were written about him as an occultist who was corrupting the ruling class of Europe. He was sought after by the elites as a healer, an alchemist, a magician, and a scryer. Though most of what he did was charlatanry, he was one of those guys that the who's who of the upper class wanted to have at their parties. Because even if it was bullshit, he was super entertaining about it.
And also, you heard his name.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's like a tabloid celebrity.
Absolutely. He's
like, you know what? You're a relative?
Yeah.
Kim Kardashian.
Yeah.
Kim Kardashian of the time.
Like the occult Kim Kardashian. like if Kim Kardashian was pushing around the planchette of the Ouija board with her ass, or like her ass was the planchette and she was just kind of
Did he also
working
drink
on it?
champagne with his ass?
Probably. I mean,
I've seen you do it too, so it's probably
didn't everyone in Europe in the 1700s put champagne in their ass? There was so much ass penetration happening in Europe at this point. No one was talking about it.
More of a Paris Hilton.
Yeah.
More of a Paris Hilton than Kim Kardashian.
Yeah.
He was sucking some dick in the hotel room.
Probably. So in 1789, Cagliostro traveled to Rome, where he ran afoul of the Inquisition. According to some accounts, it was Serafina who had tipped him off to the Inquisitors, as she'd grown unhappy with him, pimping her out to his friends and shit like that. And on December 27th, 1789, he was imprisoned at Castel St. Angelo and sentenced to death on charges of being a Freemason and sorcerer. Soon after that, the Pope commuted his sentence to life in prison, and after attempting a prison escape, he was relocated to the fortress of San Leo, where he died of a stroke 7 years later. So I want to take a moment to talk about Cagliostro being kicked out of France and eventually sent to prison for being a Freemason. Like, that seems pretty extreme. What's the deal? Why was it a crime? And of course people will say, well, duh, because the Freemasons are a secret cabal trying to take over the planet and still the New World Order. Don't you know anything? Well, that's one way to look at it. However, John J. Robinson posits a different explanation in his book A Pilgrim's Path, Freemasonry and the Religious Right. His theory is that the Freemasons were originally an offshoot of the Knights Templar, who were religious crusaders who took individual vows of property, but their organization amassed a fortune in gold and treasure throughout the Crusades. Basically, the Templars would go out and fight holy wars against Muslims, steal a shitload of gold and jewels, and then give it back to the organization to fund future crusades, keeping nothing for themselves. In the 1300s, King Philip the Fair of France had racked up a massive debt to the Knights Templar, which he never intended to pay back, and instead he conspired with the Catholic Church, who also owed the Templars money, to declare the Knights Templar heretics and have them annihilated. Rumors abounded, propagated by the Church and the Crown, that the once noble Holy Knights had debased themselves into a life of debauchery and devil worship, and the organization and its members were banded criminals, hunted down, imprisoned, and executed in pretty horrific ways. The Templars went underground and formed a network of safe houses for protection, masquerading as a union of stonemasons so that they could meet and talk about how to clear their names and free their brethren.
We do.
Keep the Martians in check, have their naked rituals where they slap each other on the asses and tickle each other's balls and do all the things that they do. That the Catholic Church was just super jealous that they couldn't take part in.
Pretty much.
Yeah. But from that point forward, the organization that came to be known as the Freemasons were vilified by the French government and the Catholic Church, accused of all kinds of misdeeds, and this relationship actually remains contentious to this day. And that's where a lot of the Freemason conspiracy theories come from, is basically the fucking French monarchy and the Catholic Church saying these guys are fucking evil devil worshippers who are plotting to take over the world. This was shit that happened in the 1300s, and the conspiracy theories still abound to this day.
Yeah, it's fucking crazy.
It's crazy.
Yeah, it is. So let's get into the good parts about Cagliostro.
Okay.
What did he do? Tell me what he did.
Well,
what's the kind of perverted things he did?
he aside from pimping his wife out and banging a lot of chicks and partying, he didn't do super perverted things. But he actually did a lot of really good shit. His past is checkered. He was a con man. He was a fucking charlatan. He was a snake oil salesman. As most professional occultists ultimately are.
He's like the Billy Graham of Italy.
Yeah, kind of. His creation of the esoteric rite of Egyptian Freemasonry, though, made Masonic lodges more open to men of lower social standing, and was also instrumental in the push to admit women to the organization, which led to the formation of Eastern Star, which was the female branch of Freemasonry. So basically, because he came from a poor upbringing, and he worked his way into the upper echelons, he was like, we should let more people who come from poor upbringings in here.
Yeah.
And convinced them to do that, and sort of made it, less of an old boys club for rich people, and allowed poor people to sort of come in and make contact with these rich people, and improve their station in life through being able to get better jobs by hanging out with these guys and all that. He was also known for his philanthropy, using his questionably obtained wealth to fund a chain of maternity hospitals and orphanages all throughout Europe. It's also rumored that these maternity hospitals were also places that they were performing abortions. And of course that, when the Catholic Church found out about it and they started going off on him on that, they were like, oh, well, he's sacrificing babies to Satan and all that. But probably what was actually happening there is he was finally putting together basically the framework of what we know is now is like Planned Parenthood, where women could go and get safe abortions when they were fucking, raped or, couldn't, have another kid, or even just didn't want to have a kid and wanted to have autonomy over their bodies. They would go to this place and they would hush give them a safe, clean abortion that they would more likely survive.
So this guy's your family member.
Mm-hmm.
I just want to get the honest truth. Is he keeping these abortions?
Oh, absolutely.
Is he making the little jar of fetuses?
Yeah. He's actually cobbling them together into a giant fetus that he snuggles with and sleeps.
I kind of imagine him hanging out like he's David Cronenberg in Nightbreed, where he's in a room full of how he has all those knives and he has those weird things with the water behind him and stuff.
Yeah.
He's just got bubbling fetuses.
Yeah. He just sits he has a fetus room in his house. Yeah, absolutely. And actually that's been passed down through my family, and it's a tradition in my family that we all have bubbling fetus rooms.
Bubbling fetus rooms?
Yeah.
Multiple?
Yeah. Well, each of us has one.
Okay.
But, because there are many of us.
Okay.
His occult writings and practices influenced future occultists, including the great beast himself, Aleister Crowley, who believed that he was the reincarnation of Cagliostro. Crowley used Cagliostro's writings as partial inspiration for the Ordo Templi Orientis, which still exists to this day as a social club for would-be mystics, and a place for fat people who like music to have orgies, or like magic to have orgies.
It's just a place for a bunch of old fat guys to suck each other's dicks.
It is.
Let's be honest about it.
It's, I looked into joining the OTO at one point, and it's like Scientology light at this point.
A large man in a demolition 1980s WWF costume.
Yeah, and he was like,
yes,
he was like, you want to join? for $700, I'll make you a magus.
Really?
Yeah.
Try to charge you?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's it's just like fucking Scientology. You buy your way up through the ranks, and you go to these little like classes, and by the end of it, if you spend enough money, you get the title of magus, which is a fucking joke. And personally, as someone who more adheres to the theories of chaos magic, and just making your will happen in the world, I think it's fucking bullshit. That
I adhere not to chaos magic, but I believe in ass magic.
Yeah,
ass magic.
I believe in jump magic. And you know what? On that subject, I gotta say, you remind me of the Babe with the power of voodoo.
Voodoo?
You do.
The power of the Babe.
So Cagliostro also became a very popular literary figure, having been fictionalized and often satirized in stage plays, poems, and books written by the likes of Catherine the Great, John Wolfgang Goethe, Alexander Dumas, Tolstoy, Umberto Eco, and Robert Anton Wilson, who's one of my favorite authors. He's appeared as the subject of various operas, operettas, ballets, and choral arrangements, and classical music compositions since as early as 1794. He's appeared as a character in various comic books since 1946, including being one of the Immortals in DC Comics universe, and a pivotal character in Todd McFarlane's Spawn series. Among the many international actors to play him on screen were Orson Welles in 1949's Black Magic, Christopher Walken in 2001's The Affair of the Necklace, and Robert Englund in 2003's The Return of Cagliostro. The legendary 1932 Boris Karloff film The Mummy was adapted from an original story by Nina Wilcox Putnam entitled Cagliostro, about an immortal sorcerer who practices Egyptian magic. And most recently, he was given mention in Marvel's Doctor Strange film, with the Book of Cagliostro being the sought-after occult relic that they were using throughout the film.
Wow, that's cool.
Yeah, I mean, that's a pretty who's who of actors to play him. Fucking, Orson Welles and Robert Englund.
No Doug Jones?
No Doug Jones.
No,
he was kind of fat, though. They need to put
no,
dudes in a...
Udo Kier?
Udo Kier would be an awesome Cagliostro if he could work out an Italian accent. Yeah. Actually, no, he wouldn't even have to. He's just Udo.
He'd just be Udo.
Yeah, he's just Udo. I'm sure Robert Englund doesn't have an Italian accent either.
Pizza.
Am I not eating this pasta? So, bearing all of this in mind, why has Cagliostro's legacy endured to the modern day? To be sure, Cagliostro was not the first of his kind. History is chock full of all kinds of shadowy figures who delved into the occult with varying levels of sincerity throughout the ages. Though some of their tales have become the stuff of legend, Cagliostro was really the first to have his legend documented during his lifetime, and I think that's the key. Cagliostro was out doing his thing when what was known as the Age of Enlightenment was in full swing, and print was becoming readily available to the public as an affordable medium, and the general population was becoming more literate. Cagliostro was a man of his time and the perfect villain to be written about for his audiences when they, gobble up those salacious stories. He was openly crass, he was swarthy, he had dubious morals, he had an exotic-sounding name, he was a known womanizer, student of forbidden arts, and a public member of a secret society. He was basically the perfect boogeyman for a period of time that, though society was becoming more open to new ideas, it was still very staunchly rooted in conservatism. So even the more favorable writings about him, he was depicted as a Faustian character.
Especially in a place like Italy.
Yeah. All through Europe,
Just the tradition and the way things are done. Europe was very staunch.
Yeah. They were, there was still a lot of the whole, old-time fucking Puritan morals happening there.
It's weird, too, because then you think about, like, America and Europe now, like, Europe as far as, like, fashion, like, women being able to be, like, topless on beaches and things like that. Like, there's progressive things about Europe as opposed to America.
Yeah.
In modern day, but back in those days, well, of course, there was no America.
Yeah.
But
America right now, I think, is where Europe was at that time. There were progressive ideas happening, but there was still this fucking puritanical undercurrent that was happening. And this guy fucking stood out and, basically waved his dick at all of that and said, I'm going to look into all the things that you guys think are bad. And they fucking loved and hated him for it at the same time.
And then he also said, you know what? You know what else I'm going to do? I'm going to plant some seeds. And you know what? Those seeds are going to plant some seeds. And those seeds will also plant some seeds. And eventually, someday, if it smells like fish, throw the fucker back.
He said it too.
Because he said, the Post Mortem Show.
He predicted it.
My
what do you
Progeny?
Descendants.
Yeah.
Progeny will meet a man and his dog, and the world will never be the same.
That's right.
Again.
The very foundation of the earth shook. So yeah, even in the more favorable writings about him, he was still depicted as a Faustian character who had made one too many deals with one too many devils, though more often than not he was depicted as an outright bad guy, a Satanist, a corrupter of the youth. And what's more, Cagliostro invited all of this. He was, after all, a poor boy from Italy who bullshat his way into high society on the very reputation that the media sensationalized. And the image not only kept him relevant in the public eye, but he also profited off of it. He is arguably one of the very first living occult celebrities. You know, while writings of older occultists pointed to people who actually lived in history, Cagliostro was actually doing things for people to write about, was living, and was a living, breathing reference to the stories that were written about him. And thanks to the printing press becoming more prevalent, those stories could be disseminated through all of Europe, making him well known throughout his entire society, as opposed to just some local oddball that he might have been, you know, even 100 years previous. So my big question here is, what can we learn from his life? Is there anything that can be taught to us by reflecting on a long-dead con man whose dark image was propagated by a controversy-hungry media? And I say absolutely. I believe that the chief lesson here is that the more things change, the more they stay the same. From the very beginning, the Western media has sought to prop up someone as a boogeyman figure. From Cagliostro to Rasputin to Crowley to LaVey to Manson, both Charles and Marilyn, and beyond, the public has always been drawn to pearl clutching and has always had this deep need to have some new demonic figure to be scared of. Rarely are these people angels, but rarely are they ever as bad as people say they are either, and most of the time these figures are inviting this regard onto themselves for their own personal profit.
I disagree. I saw this young man, his name was Elvis Presley, and he was shaking his hips.
He was gyrating.
An emotion that I did not deem as decent.
Yeah. Was he luring you in with his crotch magic?
It's not the left-hand path. It's not the right-hand path. It's the holding hands path. And that's what crotch magic is all about.
Crotch magic, crotch.
And I am a crotch magician.
So on top of this, all of these evil media figures are more a reflection of their zeitgeist and what their society was afraid of as a whole. With Cagliostro, the more conservative aspect of society was afraid of intellectuals who sought hidden knowledge instead of submitting to the dogma of the church. They feared poor people would empower themselves and demonized outsiders who succeeded in forging their own paths into the ranks of the elite. Cagliostro was a perfect representation of these fears, and his image was made a thing of legend when it was compounded with the fervor of religious fanatics resisting enlightenment. And so the question begs to be asked, does this sound familiar? Because society is still engaging in this kind of behavior today. There is a small but vocal subset of our modern world still in power at this moment who distrust those that seek knowledge, whether occult or scientific, and seek to blaze their own trail outside of the religion-dominated hierarchy of what's known as polite society.
Hollow.
The moon is hollow. The earth is flat. Jesus Christ was a white man. This subset loudly denounces intellectuals, accusing them of using knowledge to damage the fabric of society, and does everything in their power to stymie the efforts of people and that want to do more than keep the public dumb and let the elites hold power over them. You know, though to some degree the accusations of Satanism among intellectuals has become passé, except among Illuminati conspiracy theorists, which I'll talk about some other time. Intellectuals who believe in the free dissemination of knowledge are still labeled everything from nerds to communists in modern day, because the bottom line is that the powers that be can only hold on to their power if society remains stupid, and many people have been raised and conditioned to buy into that anti-intellectual ethos. So the lesson here is that when society ascribes a sort of dark power to someone, take a closer look at that person. Look at what they're doing. Are they really some supernatural force enacting evil upon the world? Or are they simply being empowered by ignorant people who take their gimmick a little too seriously and make that fiction a reality?
Live in the gimmick, brother.
That's right. That's
Zubaz.
what he did.
Hashtag Zubaz.
Hashtag fanny pack.
Hashtag Rivera jacket.
Mullets and fanny packs. Cagliostro knew full well that he was just a dude. He was a smart dude with his finger on the pulse of society who was able to manipulate less intelligent people, but he was just a dude nonetheless. He had no mystical power, and he knew it.
I'm a dude.
She's a dude. He's a dude. We're all dudes. Hey, I'm a dude.
Orange soda, dude. What Cagliostro could do was convince others that he had power and get them to do whatever he wanted. He said he had power, convinced others that it was real, and they behaved accordingly. But as he learned towards the end of his life,
I have the power!
Italian man. Do, 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 do. As he learned towards the end of his life, that kind of power only lasts so long before someone comes and pulls the rug out from under you and everything comes crashing down. Remember that when you are faced with the seemingly overwhelming power in modern day, not much has changed since the 1700s. Power is in perception, and perception readily changes. So if you think about how that applies in the real world right now, think about fucking Donald Trump. Donald Trump is not any of the things that he says he is. He's not a self-made millionaire. He's not a smart man. He's not a good businessman. He's not any of these things. But he said it so many times that stupid people believed him and was able to obtain the highest office of power in the United States. But he's shitty at it. And that's when it all comes crashing down. If you want to put an image out there, it's cool to put an image out there. It's cool to have a gimmick. It's cool to give people to take what you have and crank it up to 11, so to speak.
Well, the way they say is, if you want to be successful, project success.
Right.
So Donald Trump, being who he is,
right, but
projecting that he can be the president.
Don't buy your own bullshit and don't bite off more than you can chew.
This is how nuclear annihilation happens.
Exactly. So that's the story of Giuseppe Balsamo, also known as Alessandro Cagliostro, my ancestor and the world's first occult rock star.
The world's first occult rock star.
Yeah.
Dom, how many hours of research did you put into that? You wrote all that, right?
Yeah.
This ain't no copy and paste. You wrote that whole script and everything?
Yep. Over years, because I've read a lot of things about him. But I would say to sit down and do this, it was maybe 2.5 hours of getting my thoughts together.
2.5 hours. So with our Patreon, this is our first ever free Patreon story. You guys are going to get this, extra knowledge. Not necessarily, best Friday the 13th kills or whatever, but something that is a little out of the ordinary for our show. And something that you may not have known of, and it's going to be worth the $5, the $1, the $20. We're going to have tiers. There's going to be different things you can get through our Patreon. Things that are both new content and things that are both physical that will be sent to your house, that kind of thing. And so 2.5 hours of Dom's time to give you this 36-minute lesson on Cagliostro.
Yeah, and a little bit of why some things in the world are the way they are today.
Yes, indeed. And so I'll take the next one, Dom.
All right.
We're going to be talking about Pauly Shore.
Nice. Pauly Shore's impact on the world.
No, I can do better.
Oh, okay.
It won't be Pauly Shore.
You're not going to wheeze any juice?
I'm not going to wheeze any juice. It will be epic, though. There will be some grindage involved.
Okay, cool. Some nugs?
There'll be some nugs and some grindage.
All right, cool. So I hope that you found this informative and entertaining and somewhat arousing. And with that, thank you for listening, and we'll see you next time with Post Mortem After Hours. And as Cagliostro once said, before he was quoted by H.P. Lovecraft, if it smells like fish,
throw the fucker back again. Thank you, guys.
Who controls the British pound? Who keeps the metric system down? We do. We do.
Who leads Atlantis off the maps?
Who keeps the Martians under wraps? We do. We do. Who holds back the electric car? Who makes the Gutenberg a star? Escape fish of their sight.
Who rigged every Oscar night?